I'm going to dissect them very quickly just so I can lead to who I want to win the World Cup. And one of those three teams.
Yes, because that's where I was going to.
Yeah,
After
so Brazil, so Brazil's the favorite, right? But again, I talked about playing in World Cups, missing a World Cup, watching World Cups. Brazil's always just so dominant. And they've got these like names in every position. Like, oh my God, these guys. This Brazil team doesn't feel as dominant to me. Now, bite my tongue, that's blasphemous, right? It just doesn't feel, it doesn't have the same gravitas as past teams. Yet they are the favorite because on merit they are really, really good and they're incredibly deep, in terms of positions, and you need that to go through 7 games, at the World Cup. But they don't overawe me. That doesn't mean they won't win. I think they probably are the favorites. France, who have been incredible over the last, World Cup, Euros, that cycle, they've been dominant. They've got a couple injuries, and I think they're key injuries. Can they be overcome? Yes, because they have brilliant players. I just think the injuries are going to hinder them a little bit. And also the problem, Jerry, is when you've been a group of players that's so dominant, right? It's why the Golden State Warriors are amazing. It's hard to repeat. It's hard to keep doing it because you know what it takes to climb the mountaintop, and then you get in that tough moment, and you're like, do I really want to dig deep again? I've done this. Brazil, on the other hand, is different because they continually churn out new generations, right? So these aren't the same players that have won anything, right? They haven't won the massive prize yet. So these are all new. It's going to be fresh. For me, it's Argentina. And here's why. I think certain stories need an ending, and they need a fairy tale ending. The end usually doesn't end well for most people, actors, athletes, anybody. Doesn't end well. But Messi, I mean, you talk about the greatest player possibly in the history. I know there's a list of, call it 4, between Pele, Maradona, Ronaldo, and Messi, but he's arguably the greatest player of all time. And like to go out with a World Cup victory for Argentina, a country, by the way, which only ever measures him against Maradona, and Maradona won the World Cup. So it's a God figure with a godlike figure, and can he bring that that playing field level? It's a story for me that I just think it would cap this generation.